Hey, what's up, you guys? Oh, sorry. Hey, okay, so this is another Parenting 101, fun stuff. I'm going to be talking about prosthetics today. Multiple people have stopped me. Most of them have actually been parents. Some people who didn't have an arm either asked me, like, hey, did you wear a prosthetic? And for me, it's complicated. When I was younger, I had a harness that went around. When I moved my shoulder, it would close. I had two of those. I had a volleyball prosthetic, which I'll explain later. And then I had an electrode one that would hook up and it would read like my signals from my brain. So basically, I just had to flex a lot and it was really painful. My stance on prosthetics is I personally never really enjoyed them. As a child, yeah, I did because I was like, oh, look at this cool toy I have. You don't have this toy and I have it. But as I got older, I realized that, you know what? It's easier for me to not have it. And I was the kind of kid who was like, you know what? I don't want to have to learn how to use an arm. It's heavy. It would give me blisters, the electrode one. And you know what? I can do more things without it because I already taught myself how to do them. So if I had a prosthetic, I would have to reteach myself how to do my hair, monkey bars, like everything. And I wasn't up for that. And I'm really grateful that my parents understood because the last prosthetic I got, they bought, and I think I used it for maybe a year, and then I stopped using it completely, and it was so expensive. But, you know, it didn't work for me. And people who know me are like, you know, I can't see you using a prosthetic because your little arm, Mal, is who you are. And I think that too. Like, I don't like them. I just don't. But there's also the side of people who like using prosthetics. Obviously, me not having an arm and choosing not to use a prosthetic for my arm is very different than like a child or an adult who doesn't have a leg. A leg prosthesis is probably, well, it's way more important than an arm prosthetic. So if you're missing your leg, go get one. I would implore you to go get one. One of my friends had that, and it was important. But for an arm, like, it's just however you feel. And parents, I would really encourage you to, like, maybe when they're younger, get them a simpler version. Or if you want them to have the more expensive, like, electrodes, do that. But I would really encourage you to, like, talk to them about it. Because, like I said, I personally felt that more people were staring at me with my prosthetic than if I just didn't have one. Because the prosthetic's like, okay, you can get one that looks really, really normal, but they're so expensive and it's ridiculous. And I mean, if you want that for your child, I'm so happy for them. Like, that is honestly amazing. But if you aren't able financially to do that, then think about it. Like, talk to your kid when they're old enough. My parents, it was like in middle school when I was like, you know what, Mom and Dad, I'm not really feeling this anymore. They're heavy. Again, they give me blisters. And the thing that people don't understand is, well, it's electrodes, right? Like, it reads your brain signals. That's true. But when you're born without an arm, your brain that controls that, like, certain signals have never been sent. So that part of the brain has really never been used in that capacity. And so to just all of a sudden, when I'm 12, 13, being like, all right, brain, let's step this up. Let's get this arm moving. It's not going to happen like that. And I just remember getting headaches. And I had to flex to get it to work. And the thing is, your brain sends open, close signals. Well, mine didn't know how to do that. So I would flex, and sometimes it would, like, open, close. Or it would send close, and I wanted to open. And it was a lot of work. And I wasn't up for that. If I was going to have an arm, it needed to work. I didn't want to have to relearn everything. And that's another big thing. I didn't want to have to relearn everything because I knew how to do things my way. But yeah, I would encourage you parents, again, talk to your kids about it. See how they feel. Are they more comfortable with a prosthetic, or are they more comfortable just being themselves? So yeah, and those are for everyday use. But sports prosthetics, those things are sick. Get those for your kid. I had a volleyball one, and it was just basically just looked like this. Like, it had a cup, and then I could, like, bend it and, like, you know, do some sports ball. Yay! Those are cool. Definitely look into those. But if you look into them, make sure your child can, like, use them if they get to, like, college level. Because that would be horrible if they get to college and, like, they play softball and the guys are like, oh, we're sorry, you can't have that, that's illegal. Like, that's just horrible. So make sure your kids can use it. And they have them for all types of sports. They're fabulous. Look into them. So I would really encourage you to look into sports prosthetics. Day-to-day prosthetics, it's up to you. Honestly, it's up to you and how your child feels. I hope this helped on my view of prosthetics. And again, this isn't the only view. There are tons of people who love prosthetics and they can't live without them. But this is just my personal opinion growing up. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions about anything, just put them in the comments and I will get to them and I'll make a video for you. So until next time, bye you guys.